Breaking news. Tomiris' film about the Saka Queen became very popular. It was translated and shown in several foreign cinemas. The film received several prestigious awards. But who are the Saks and where did they live? Rauza, the host of the historical weather forecast, and our special correspondent Alexei will tell us about this.
Hello, I will speak about the Saks tribe that inhabited Kazakhstan territory. Beginning from Arimaspa, originated from the ancient coast of Black Sea. Most of the Greco-Roman writers describe Arimaspa tribe as an one-eyed. It might be represent an ethnographic feature or maybe due to people partially painting or tattooing their faces. Argipei. They are here. And there are people mentioned by Herodotus habitating north of the Caspian Sea. He said that Argipeis were extremely friendly to refugees. They were considered as sacred among neighbors and never had weapons and were often settling conflicts between neighbors. Savromats were located at lower Essel and Jayik basins. They were mostly known for their archery and horsemanship and were feared by enemies for their power in battle. Also, they were known for their social structure, which was matriarchal. Women played a prominent role in their society and participated in battles alongside men. Dai is a tribe who lived in an area that corresponds roughly to modern-day Turkmenistan and northeastern Iran. The Dai were mentioned in ancient Greek and Roman writings, and they were known as to have been a formidable opponent of the Macedonian king Alexander the Great, who encountered them during his campaigns in the region. The Isedon is a tribe who inhabited the region of Mongolia and Siberia. Herodotus described them as a people who lived in underground dwellings and had a highly hierarchical social structure. According to him, the Isedons were ruled by a king who had absolute power, and they were organized into castes based on their level of wealth and status. Haumavagra. Saks is a tribe that lived in the region that corresponds roughly to the modern-day Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. The Haumavarga Saks were named after the sacred plant Haoma, which played an important role in Zoroastrism, the ancient Iranian religion. They are known primarily through archaeological evidence, including inscriptions, coins, and other artifacts. Paradaraya Saks is a tribe that lived in the region that corresponds roughly to modern-day Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. The Paradaraya Saks are believed to have played a role in the trade network that connected China, India, and the Middle East, and they are known to have been skilled workers producing fine gold and silver objects. And the last, Tigra Hauda Saks was a tribe that lived from Lake Balkhash in the north and the foot of the Shu River. Herodotus noted that they wore felt hats and pointed tops. Ancient Sak tribe had an advanced social structure and economy in its time. The Tigra Hauda Saks of Jetesu had an independent, unique feature in terms of material and culture that differs from other Sak tribes. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you, Rosa. And in the first millennium BC, numerous tribes with a collective name inhabited a vast territory encompassing North India, Afghanistan, Central Asia, and the southern part of Kazakhstan. Herodotus, 5th century BC, and other ancient historians referred to them as the Asian Scythians. All the eastern Iranian nomadic tribes in Kazakhstan and Central Asia are collectively referred to as Turanians in the Avesta, which is one of the earliest mentions of these tribes. Ancient Iranian epics portrayed them set against the established society of farmers and herders known as the Aryans. The Achaemenid cuneiform sources mention three groups of sakas: the Hauma Varga sakas, who made the Hauma drink; the Tigra Hauda sakas, who wore pointed hats; and the Paraderaya sakas, who lived beyond the sea. According to anthropologist Ismagulov, the sakas belonged to the Caucasian race, and their anthropological type contains 20% Mongoloid elements. The sakas spoke an Eastern Iranian language of the Indo-Iranian language group. From the political history of the Saka tribes, wars between Sakas and Persians are well known. The sources describe, for example, the struggle of Cyrus with the Saka queen Tomiris. Other kings from the Achaemenid dynasty also fought against the Sakas. In 519-518 BC, Darius I launched a campaign against the Sakas. The ancient author Polyaenus writes that Darius, at the head of a huge army, entered the lands of Sakas. In the waterless desert, the army barely survived, but Darius managed to save the army, although the campaign was ultimately unsuccessful. Under Alexander's orders, a city was constructed in Sirdarya, which was named Alexandria Eshate, farthest Alexandria. The city was intended to serve as a stronghold on the northeastern border of the new state. The construction of the city caused concern among the Sakas, who fired arrows at the Greeks from the opposite bank of the river. In response, Alexander ordered to use the use of catapults against the nomads, forcing them to retreat. He then quickly crossed the river with his army and pursued the Sakas. However, the pursuit almost ended in defeat, and the Greek army returned to the city. Alexander himself was apparently wounded or ill during this raid. Thus, Alexander the Great's attempt to defeat and subjugate the Saka tribes, living beyond the Jakartis Sirdarya River, ended in failure. Archaeological sites of the Sakas are an important source of history of their material and spiritual culture. These include burial mounds, rock paintings, and stashes of Saka tribe artifacts. Archaeological research has revealed a bright, distinctive culture of the Sakas in different regions of Kazakhstan. During the period of Saka's domination in the Eurasian steppes, a transit international trade began that linked the countries of the West and the East, the Mediterranean and China. The Sakas worshipped the forces of nature, which they envisioned in the form of gods. They had a cult of the sun and fire, and ancient religious beliefs such as animism, totemism, and magic were widespread. The dominant form of religious belief in the Saka society was ancestor worship. Special clan cemeteries existed near winter camps. In order to preserve the body, the ancient Sakas practiced embalming and mummification. The most remarkable monuments of the Sakas ethno-cultural community on the territory of Kazakhstan are the monuments of the Tasmanins culture in central Kazakhstan, the Bes-Shatir pyramids and Issyk mounds in Semirechye, the Chiliktin burial grounds in the Zaysan basin, and the mountains of the southern Altai, the Uygarak and Tagiscan burials complexes in southern Kazakhstan, monuments of the Aral region, and others. The culture of the sakas reached a high level of development. The main component of Saka tribe art was the animal style, images of animals and beasts that came to the sakas from the countries of the Near East and Iran. The masters of the jewelry art were familiar with gold casting and stamping techniques, and they crafted incredibly elegant products with well thought out compositions made of gold, silver, and turquoise. These products adorned humans in their clothing, horse harnesses, and household items. Facts of the spread of literacy among the Saka tribe testify to the high level of their culture. The Saka society reached a higher level of socio-economic and cultural development. Saka tribes participated in significant global events of that time and left a noticeable mark in the history of world culture. Thank you. It was Alexei from the Steppe.
Thank you so much, Alexei and Rauza, for the information. And that was the breaking news today in Zamana TV. Hope you like, share, and subscribe.